Next up, we're going to have a quick look at VCAs. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with VCAs, I'm just going to keep this simple. And we're just going to think of a VCA as a fader that allows you to remote control multiple tracks. So for instance, let's go ahead and select all of these tracks over here. I'm going to right click and select Add VCA for selected channels. Okay, so a couple things happen there. First of all, you'll notice that we have this new fader with this red cap. And as I move this up or down, you'll notice that it's affecting the volume of all these individual channels. Now, the other thing you'll notice here is that when I created that VCA, that we automatically had an automation lane come up for that track. That's because we've got a new preference in advanced automation that says automatically create automation tracks for channels. So this comes in really handy when you want to do things like adjust your VCA automation and you want to have it fold back down into the other tracks. So for example, let's quickly view the automation that we have here. You can see that the moves that I've done on the VCA fader have folded back and merged down to the tracks that are associated with the VCA. Now, if I wanted to merge that automation into the actual source tracks, we've got a really easy option here. By right-clicking, I can merge the automation. And now you see that it's folded down or merged that automation back into these tracks, but we still have the VCA fader available. Now, the great thing about this is once the automation is set on these tracks here, it may work relative to each other, but we may want to offset or adjust the overall balance of this with respect to the rest of our project. Now that's very easy. All we have to do is use this VCA fader and we can bring things up or down, but these tracks are retaining all of the automation that they have relative to each other. And even if I wanted to merge that static level I just made on the fader, all I've got to do is right click and merge the VCA automation. And then of course, we can go ahead and we can add any automation nodes that we want here, and our tracks will respond accordingly. Now, the other reason why VCA tracks are so great is because it makes it really easy to maintain a wet to dry ratio of any tracks that we're sending out to an effects bus with a post-fader send. Let's have a quick look at this. So in this example here, we've got some basic drums here, and you can see that I've linked them all to a VCA fader. We have this new option over here where it shows the VCA connections, and this is found within this icon over here, Show VCA Connections. So let's just go ahead and close that. As I move the VCA fader down or up, I'm adjusting the relative balance of all of these tracks. Now here's something interesting. So I know what some of you might be thinking, well, how is this different than sending them to a bus? Well, let's go ahead and do that. Let's group these selected tracks here. Let's just go ahead and create a bus. And now I'm going to start moving the bus channel down. So you notice we've lost our wet and dry relationship with our snare reverb over there. But when we use the VCA, we don't have that problem. Very powerful feature. So in the next video, let's have a look at the new Console Shaper plugin, and let's have a look at how we can use the VCA faders to our advantage when trying to find the sweet spot for the Console Shaper.